Alright, what's up guys? Now we're going to talk about mid-round play on TT side, or rather, just a play right after you stop the rush. So in this case, we're going to talk about Long on Dust 2 again as one of the three players, and I'm going to talk about the Big Pit player and his kind of role and responsibilities, or how you approach it based on what has already happened. So we're in game here. Grab an M4. I'm the Big Pit player, I went Big Pit, but when I crossed over here, I took damage. I killed this first guy coming out. We stopped the rush, right? My teammate threw a flash. I killed a guy here, and then maybe, we stopped him because my second guy, after he flashed, the other guy ran up and mollied, so they just didn't want to come out, right? I killed a guy. It's a 5 versus 4, but I'm low HP. I actually like playing Big Pit with low HP. It's better, I think, than playing over here, because over here, if they run off Catwalk late, I think, they're not really shooting my head. I'm at a disadvantage versus AKs. The reason I like playing Big Pit is because just that. I'm going to play a headshot spot. I don't mind having low HP. I can still kind of surprise them and take this shot, and because they only see my head, they're going to headshot me anyways. It's a good spot. Low HP and headshot angles are generally a pretty good idea. Now, what else do I want to think about? What utility do I have left? And then kind of what's my role responsibility here? So first off, what utility do I have left? I have a smoke maybe and one flash still. Maybe as I was running up, I threw the smoke, so I don't have one. We'll talk about that. Or maybe I just threw a flash like this and didn't turn from their flash or whatever, right? So we'll talk about both. So if I don't have a smoke, what I'm going to tell my long guy, or if I do have a smoke, what I'm going to tell my long guy is, hey, could you smoke the long door first for me before you leave? And so he's going to smoke this, and maybe a common setup for pros is, especially if he's an opper, he'll come back and op something like maybe here. And the rifler will play mid B, and he'll hold a spot right here or something, right? Or he'll play down here. And this is a common setup for pro teams, because then this guy takes the shot, and then this guy could help from right here, and they fight together, peeking, right? So I'm going to say, smoke this before you go do that, right? I don't know why I raised my voice right there. So as a Big Pit player, the key here is you want them to use your smoke, so you could save a smoke, right? So that's one idea. The second is, if you didn't have a smoke, just tell them, hey, don't use a smoke. Your role is to stay alive, and you got to realize they might come out, and you then plan for this. Okay, I don't have a smoke, but if they start coming out long, I'm going to hide Big Pit, flash for me, and I'm going to just stay down here, and then if you want, smoke the top of Big Pit. So then you create a plan for the mid-round if they do come out long. So your opper's playing over here or over here, and then if they start coming out long, you can just tell them to throw a smoke like that, and then flash behind you. I don't know if that would be the best smoke. Maybe something more like this, right? Just something that blocks you and gives you some coverage. It now gives you a little bit of a wall, so they have to run at a certain angle. Or maybe you don't want to smoke that. Maybe you want your opera to cover you, but you want to create a plan basically for the mid-round, for the explosion, and you want to plan how you're going to use your nades. So I have a couple of ideas for playing Big Pit from the past. One would be, if I didn't have a smoke, I would kind of play passive, and if I started hearing flashes over if they ran out, I would take a shot, or I would hold an angle like this. If I started seeing flashes, I would hide, and then I would just listen. And then I would just throw flashes behind me, and I would take a quick peek. And if I couldn't get one, I would immediately fall and hold an angle like this. Because then if they don't smoke the corner, my guys up here could still take fights, and I'm not isolated, right? If you take a fight right here, you're isolated, and your team can't crossfire. The only angle they might be able to see from here is here. So then you don't want to be taking fights that are peeking this, even right here, is bad because your team can't help you. So you want to think about the spot you're playing for these type of situations and scenarios too, mid-round stuff, and then what's your responsibility? Well, I would say your responsibility here is to say if they take long, try to get a kill, of course, but if it's 5v4, you already kind of did your job, so you really just want to stay alive and delay. Because if you say, hey, they took long, one out long, 2 out long. What do we say about communication? Key number information is key. 2 out long, 3 out long. Maybe now your B player pushes upper B, and he clears it or gets a kill, and now last 3 out long, and then they could flank and get set up. But the key there is knowing your responsibility isn't just always frag out. Next up is obviously rotations. We're going to talk about more of that in a late round video, but you want to think about what your job is in this spot. And so utility, HP, all that stuff comes in a factor. Even though the long player guys, what if your opper here has red HP and has full utility and you use your nades? Maybe make him the Big Pit player, take the op from him, and say, hey, can you play Big Pit? I'll take the op. You have low HP. And obviously, as you're solo queuing, guys, this is not always going to be easy to do this stuff. So the main stuff you can take away for solo queuing is plan how you're going to use utility, not just for early round, but for mid-round. Everyone just thinks nades are only for strats on T-side or for the beginning of the round. But you could also have flashes that you get creative with, right? Spot a guy here and then maybe say, okay, I like a creative flash like this. And I'm going to peek like this with it. And they're going to have to turn because it's going to be an awkward flash or something, right? Or you could throw it off the other way and maybe it'll pop like this, and you can peek with it because it's on the ground. And always get creative. Spend time in a server planning for the mid-round, and then realize that the information is also part of your spot. Telling your teammates what nades you have left, communicating your HP. Hey guys, I have red HP, I might die fast at long. So that this guy who's opping, when you see people, expects, okay, if he makes contact, I might have to turn and help him fast. He doesn't have a lot of nades, he doesn't have a lot of HP. So all this planning, guys, goes into mid-round on CT side. Every map has its own stuff. You know, a spot like B on Inferno, you might have to have much more quick setups and protocols in place. You might have to say, hey, the second I see a guy, I might die, so your spawn rotator can't play as far from you. Every site, you need to spend some time planning, and that's the key, I think, exercise for the whole phase section right here of all these different round phases, is planning is really the key for this stuff.